Coming up on SUTV, we'll hear about the new campus safety bill here at Southern Utah University.
And the results from the school election. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Jeff Mullins.
And I'm Maddie Carter.
Southern Utah University students had a well-deserved break from school March 11th through the 15th. While some students stayed in Cedar City to work and relax, others took this week as an opportunity to make new memories and explore. A group of students traveled the West Coast visiting national parks, while others went to their hometowns and attended local concerts. Spring break is a great time for students to recharge and prepare for the rest of the semester.
March 15th brought a dark day for New Zealand citizens and members of the Muslim community. 2 consecutive attacks occurred at 2 separate Muslim mosques in Christchurch. 50 people were killed with 50 more injured, resulting in the biggest massacre in New Zealand history. The attacks were reportedly committed by a white supremacist. However, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern refuses to use the actual name of the attacker to avoid putting him in the spotlight. She has also promised immediate gun control. Our thoughts are with New Zealand at this time.
This week at SUU, students and staff are celebrating Founders Week with activities and events going on every day. Today, students had the opportunity to go around to different areas on campus where various clubs had booths set up and get a small free meal. Some of the meals included soup, pulled pork sandwiches, Fritos and chili, cake, and nachos. The a cappella club was accompanied by a band and performed an assortment of covers in front of the library for fellow students to enjoy. We caught up with our director Emma outside Old Main about the festivities.
It's been really good, you know, I just really like walking around campus and getting free food. Founders Day is my favorite week because there's so much free food all the time, you know.
It came as a surprise to many students here at SUU when they found out a beloved professor was leaving. Our reporter Jessica Stagg has the story.
For many students at SUU, it came as a shock when Professor Gavin Feller announced that he would be leaving the school after this spring semester.
Is he leaving? What?
Dr. Feller has taught in the communication department here at SUU for the past 2 years. After spring semester wraps up, Dr. Feller will move with his family to Sweden to fill a 2-year postdoctorate position at the University of Sweden.
We talked a lot about as a family going overseas somewhere. We have a few other countries in mind, but this just came up through somebody I know, a fellow researcher.
Students in Dr. Feller's classes expressed their gratitude for him after learning that he would no longer be teaching here.
He's been kind of like my mentor, I feel like, my past couple years of college.
I'm gonna miss him a lot. He, again, is my mentor. There's a ton of inside jokes that me and some other friends have with him that really just aren't funny without him. And now every time we say those jokes, we're probably gonna laugh and then cry a bit just because he's not here, or at least won't be here.
I will miss the students probably the most. I didn't expect that either, to be honest. I mean, I love teaching, don't get me wrong, I've always loved teaching, but I didn't really realize that I would get connected to students when I saw them, a couple of years in a row. And so that'll be the hardest things, leaving students.
Dr. Feller's absence will be felt by many here at SUU while he is conducting his research in Sweden. For SUTV, I'm Jessica Stagg.
Wow, yeah, I feel like I had the same reaction as Kurt there.
Yeah, it was
very shocking.
Very unexpected, and we'll miss him for sure, but also it's cool that he's getting this opportunity.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity.
Yeah. Well, coming up, a wild police chase over an unexpected criminal.
And more about the weather. We'll be right back.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Our reporter Bradley Turner has a story on the growth of the esports club here on campus after they held their last tournament.
Southern Utah University has over 150 clubs in Southern Utah University has over 150 clubs in.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Southern Utah University has over 150 clubs and organizations, but there is arguably one club that has, over the last couple of months, seen spectacular growth and participation. I am, of course, talking about the Esports Club. At this point, everyone knows about the tournament that they held for the very popular Super Smash Bros. Game, but not everyone knows the effect it had on the club itself. Along with this exciting news of expansion and growth, also comes with little changes you might notice right away. After the success of Super Smash Bros. And the Esports Club, you can often find club members in the commons playing at all hours of the day. The Esports Club has showed us that when a club wants to have an outside impact, all they have to do is involve the community, hopefully with the rapid success of this brand new club. It will lead the way for others to expand and create more clubs and communities for SUU students.
Indianapolis police were led on a wild chase 2 days ago. A cow escaped from her enclosure and was standing in the middle of the road and blocking up traffic across the road in a small town outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. Police were called and tried their best to catch the cow, managing to chase her off the road, but she still managed to avoid capture. The cow finally came to a stop right in front of the town's Chick-fil-A, as if seeking sanctuary there, but was caught and taken back by local authorities.
Most students don't have a spare $1,800 to $2,500 to spend during the week-long hiatus. This is the average cost outfitters charge for a 5-day rafting trip in the Grand Canyon. But with SUU Outdoors, a small group of students spent 3 days on the river for only $150. Our weatherman, Race Knutson, has the story.
The fantastic price and once-in-a-lifetime opportunity had students lining up as early as 7 a.m. outside the Outdoor Center to sign up for the trip, which took place March 8th to 10th.
now that Levi has taken on a professional position at SU Outdoors, Pete Powell's decided it was worth subsidizing, and so they're taking on about $100 cost per person on the trip.
Departing SUU at 4 a.m. on Friday morning, the group traveled to Peach Springs, Arizona, where they met with local shuttle drivers, then drove an additional 2 hours north on unpaved roads to the Diamond Creek boat launch, where they put in at about 3 p.m. The 15-member expedition, which included 3 trip leaders, 3 outdoor center staff, and 9 students, were treated to about 8 to 10 rapids, mostly Class 2 and 3. The group enjoyed mostly sunny weather in the mid-60s and several short stops along the way to explore springs trickling down from adjoining nice slot canyons and some history about the first expedition down the Colorado River by General John Wesley Powell. Levi Pendleton, coordinator of SUU Outdoors and primary rafting guide, organized the first Grand Canyon trip for his senior capstone project while he attended SUU about 7 years ago.
Yeah, this is definitely part of our kind of bigger, badder, badder series where we go a little bit further, do a little bit more adventurous maybe.
Though the water was cold, the students braved the rapids in rain gear, some even donning wetsuits, but giggling in excitement the entire 54-mile trip.
I got woken up by a Sasquatch. It was incredible. Just kidding, I got woken up by Mr. Levi cooking breakfast, Honey Nut Cheerios, of course. It was incredible. We've hit at least 25 rapids, all Class 5s. Just kidding, mainly Class 3s. However, the sun has been great. I'm deeply sunburned and can't feel my nose. How about you?
The expedition hit the majority of whitewater within the first 2 days along the stretch of the Colorado between Diamond Creek and their takeout at Pierce Ferry and Lake Mead. In the afternoon of the second day, the 3 rafts strapped together and would flotilla for the remainder of the time on the water, powered by a small 4-stroke outboard motor. Being treated to one of the world's greatest natural wonders is just another perk of attending the outdoorsiest school in the nation. For SUTV News, I'm Race Knutson.
Wow, that seems like a lot of fun.
It
honestly.
does, yeah, and I definitely couldn't afford it normally.
Not the $1,800 to $2,500.
Yeah,
but,
no.
You know, $150, 3 days.
Not bad.
That seems like a great deal.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than what I did over spring break.
Yeah.
I just went up north and sat around the house with family, so.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I feel
not
that.
much,
I feel that. Yeah.
I don't know.
But, oh man. I liked that shot at the end with Race and the American
with the American flag.
Yeah.
It's very patriotic.
Yeah. Now, a quick look with Race at the weather.
Coming up, I'll let you know how this week will look. Stay tuned.
Travel is part of the American way of life.
When we're on vacation, we keep an eye out for anything that looks out of place.
Miss your bag.
When we travel from city to city, we pay attention to our surroundings.
Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, welcome back to Cedar City Weather. You know, we reached the time of spring where it seems the weather just can't make up its minds, especially here in Cedar City. We might have snow one day, 50 degrees sunny weather the next day. But let's take a look at our current conditions right now. It is about, I think it's a little bit warmer than 38 degrees. I think it's about 56 degrees in reality. It's definitely warmer than that. Sunny, humidity 49%, wind 12 miles per hour. So not too bad. Might be a good day to ride a bike. We like that. As you can see, Salt Lake is about 40 degrees here in Moab, 46 degrees sunny, partly cloudy in St. George, a little bit warmer, 52 degrees. Not as warm as maybe we'd like to see in St. George, but we're slowly creeping up on the warmer days. our weekly forecast so far, we've got some snowy Tuesday, got some clouds, about 38 degrees. Like I said, I think it's actually 56 degrees as a high, 26 as a low. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we will have a likely chance of some more clouds, possibly some rain. Thursday and Friday, snow. Again, despite what the icons may tell you, the weather forecast calls for snow. I know this weekend I'll probably be hitting up the Bryan Head ski slopes with the in-laws, so that will be fun. Stick around for that. And then on Saturday it'll start warming up. Sunday it'll be a little bit warmer. As you can see, the last couple weeks it's been hot and cold between warmer sunny weather and then snow and rain. We have just some B-roll playing of the current weather conditions right now. We will be looking forward to reaching 60 degrees come Monday, which will be a nice little reprieve from the cold weather. Whether or not it will be sticking around is anyone's guess. So coming up with the end of this week with that warmer weather, look for opportunities to go outside, look for things to do. Take a hike down to Zion National Park, go to Bryce Canyon, something similar, something outside when you get a chance. We don't know whether or not that weather will last. Like I said, Thursday and Friday, prepare for winter weather, get your snow shovels out, and then bunker down. Back to you at the desk.
Oh man, I'm not looking forward to that snow, are you?
No, yeah, I feel like I just got over it.
Yeah, I'm ready for the supposed sun on Monday.
Yeah.
A little bit more than the snow.
I'm ready to finally wash my car because I feel like it still has
yeah.
the snow. I have a black car too, so it's even worse.
Visible, yeah.
Yeah, it just looks so bad.
It'll be so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of these days.
Eventually, once the snow decides to stop, you'll have this covered.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Anyways, it sounds like, hopefully after this next snow coming up, we're out of the clear.
Yeah,
finally,
but it's
it'll
Utah, so you never know.
It's true, but
yeah,
who knows, really?
Who knows? We're in Utah.
Anyways, yeah, 38 degrees outside. I was gonna say it seems
a bit warmer.
A little warm, but
yeah.
That's just because I'm bundled up, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But thanks for the weather update, Race.
Here's a quick look at what's coming up in sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we've got a recap of the SUU teams in Boise. Stay tuned.
For 3 months, I was being treated for high blood pressure and migraines, which were actually the symptoms. The cause was kidney disease. If you were a member of one of those high-risk groups, I would have your kidney function checked. Early detection can prevent further kidney damage. It was amazing even to my doctor how much diet impacted my personal disease. The power to reduce risk for kidney disease is in your hands. I just feel that my whole life has come back to me.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Colorado and Southern Utah. Spin move inside off the front of the rim.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Kurt Meekum. The SUU men's basketball team traveled up to Boise, Idaho last week and put on a performance that helped them clinch a postseason berth. After beating Idaho State and Northern Colorado in the first 2 rounds of the Big Sky tournament, the T-Birds lost to Eastern Washington in the semifinals and finished their regular season with a 16-16 overall record. This was the best season for the Thunderbirds since 2007 and helped them earn a postseason berth in the collegeinsiders.com tourney later this week. The T-Birds will host their first ever postseason game, this Friday at 6:30 p.m. against the Drake Bulldogs, who won the regular season championship in the Missouri Valley Conference. This will also only be the second postseason appearance for the T-Birds in their history since they moved to Division I back in 1988. For those that don't know much about Drake, the Bulldogs are located in Des Moines, Iowa, and finished tied for first place in the Missouri Valley Conference with Loyola Chicago this season, the first time they won the conference since 2008. Despite their 24-9 record, the Bulldogs did not receive an NIT bid this season and are playing in the CIT for the second straight year. Last season, the Bulldogs lost to UNC in the second round of the CIT. Drake is led by big man Nick McGlynn, who is averaging 15 points and 8 boards per game. The Bulldogs are also coached by Doreen DeVaries, who was named the Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year. Friday will be the first ever meeting between the T-Birds and the Bulldogs, which should provide an interesting matchup for the up-and-coming T-Birds. Now, the women's team was also in Boise for the Big Sky tourney, and they were hoping to make a Cinderella run into the postseason as well. Although the Lady T-Birds were able to upset Montana in the first round, the team lost to UNC in the next round, effectively ending their season. In their first year under head coach Tracy Sanders, the Lady T-Birds won 8 games, which was 5 more than all of last season. With several key players returning, expectations will be high for the team as they go into next year. Now, SUU Gymnastics is working hard as they get into their postseason meets. Some of the gymnasts have the inside story as to how they will do at conference.
So for conference, honestly, yeah, we did finish out the season.
Denver, now to the NBA. The Denver Nuggets, who signed Isaiah Thomas this year, he was greeted with a tribute video by his former team, the Boston Celtics, during last night's game. Early in the first quarter, fans and players alike were treated to a montage of Thomas, during which his time as a Celtic ended in 2017 because of a trade. The video, which was originally scheduled to play during the 2018 season, was finally able to be shared in the presence of Thomas. Highlights of his 2 seasons with Boston were played in the video with other touching moments, including a tribute to his sister China, who passed away in 2017. Fans on both teams cheered on Thomas after the emotional scene, with his teammates embracing Thomas before the game continued. So big shout outs to IT there. Full on respect for him. But for SUTV Sports, I'm Kurt Meekum. Back to you guys at the desk.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the Isaiah Thomas video. I didn't catch the game live, but it's a touching video. It's so nice that they're able to put that on for a former player.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's been 2 years since he's played for them, but
they still
and all the fans, like even the Celtics fans, are still cheering for him, even though he was on the other team.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Very, especially with the bit with his sister. It's just very emotional,
sweet,
touching. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
All right. Well, thanks for that update, Kurt. Next, what is trending on social media today?
And our national news reporter Trayson Lyon will let you know what's happening around campus this week. Don't go anywhere.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Welcome back, everyone. So as you know, this week is Founders Week. Like today we had all the free food around campus. I've had some myself. That red velvet cake was great. And it's just to celebrate, all the different events going around campus to remember the beginning of SUU. And so tomorrow we have some more going on for Founders Week. We have the Howard R. Griggs Memorial Lecture in conjunction with the Apex event series at noon in the Great Hall. The presenter will be Dr. Bradley J. Cook, presenting on his research titled Mormons and Muslims, a Kinship of Two Traditions, as well as the Founders Dinner and Awards at 6:30 p.m. in the Great Hall, so that'll be exciting for tomorrow. And then on Thursday, for those of you who got your tickets in time, we have the Brett Young concert, which has been sold out at 7:30 p.m. in the America First Event Center, as well as at 7 p.m. we have as well the long-form improv comedy show for the team Vitamin L, which is going to be improvising or coming up with their own play right on the spot in the church auditorium. And on Friday is the Campus Beautification Day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is basically just a campus-wide cleanup and beautification, which will be a great service opportunity for us all, as well as the College Insider postseason tournament, SUU versus Drake, at 6:30 p.m. in the America First Event Center. The first 1,000 students are free, and it's only $8. And then finally, we have the 90s Throwback Dance Friday night from 8 to 11 p.m. in the Student Center Ballroom, and that'll be fun for everyone to see. So we have a week full of events, and it'll be great. So back to you guys at the desk.
Okay. Guys, it's March. You know what that means?
Yep, St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day. Leprechauns.
Well, that's not where I was going with that one. I was going with March Madness,
Mardi Gras
man.
during March?
Ooh.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I have
First
no
week, I
idea.
thought.
It's like
Maybe we already had it.
Yeah,
it's
we already
a
had
great
it.
month for the
Something like that.
alcoholics in the
But
world.
It was March
many
Madness.
people drinking
Is
liquor all
that
over
great?
the world.
No. But, I mean, the weird thing with that New Zealand shooting is I'm actually going there in the summer as part of a study abroad trip.
You're going with Gavin, aren't you?
Yeah, with Gavin.
Farewell.
So,
His
I mean,
last hurrah.
His last hurrah, yeah, because, I mean, and it's 2 weeks. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I get to spend the last 2 weeks with him, so.
That's amazing.
Sucks
I really
for you
wanted to
guys.
go on that trip. I remember when he first was organizing it and was sending out emails like a year ago or something like that. I know, I was so excited, but circumstances unfortunately will not allow me to attend the trip. Money.
It involves bills.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have any money.
And that's the tough part
And I
of
gotta
being in
support someone
college.
back home, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you have to do that, but when people can't go, you're like, oh, no blame at
But
all.
it's gonna be really fun.
No, that'll be
and
awesome for
how many
you.
credits can you earn during the trip?
So they have, I think, 5 classes there. I'm only doing 1. I'm mostly just doing it to
go to
Just
New
to go to New
Zealand.
Zealand.
To go to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Specifically,
get out
not
of Utah,
go to New
travel.
Zealand and visit the
Specifically with
set
Gavin.
of
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings and
Rings.
Narnia. Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. But I mean, that's still a couple of months away.
The
And
Shire.
the nice thing right now is we're going to the North Island instead of the South Island, where Christchurch is and where that shooting happened. So, I mean, it's a little safer, and I know for my family, they're a little more at ease with that. But when stuff like that happens, you do tend to go a little more.
You want to be cautious for sure.
Yeah, you want to be cautious, and it hits a little more.
It's close to home for anybody
Yeah.
of religious worship because it's it's that idea of are we safe when we go to church,
Yeah.
wherever it might be, whether it's a synagogue, a mosque, or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But
Well, thanks for tuning in. That's all we have time for. I'm Maddie Carter.
I'm Race Knutson.
I'm Kurt Meekum.
And I'm Jeff Mullins. We leave you with some footage of our crew enjoying the sunny weather here on SUU campus.